Let's find something we want to make, some crazy idea. We'll figure out what it takes to make that dream appear. We'll try to understand now as we ride along again. Now hop on the coding train, coding train, coding train. Come along and join us as we light it up in code, using only our imagination as the road. Whatever you're conceiving, you'll start seeing what you're believing. Just hop on the coding train, coding train, coding train. Pick you all up at the station. We'll make things of our own creation. Fireworks, shapes. We can generate sounds or trees or mazes. Make a butterfly or reflect our faces. A retro game for a Twitter bot. And never forget that this time, just hop on the coding train, coding train, coding train.
Hello and happy holidays from the coding train. All aboard. I actually forgot to check my audio. I've been rushing to get here in time to start live streaming on this special end of year last coding train broadcast. But maybe somebody in the chat can tell me if everything seems to be going okay. But hello. First of all, hello to my children who are watching from off from school and watching from another city. I will be seeing you tomorrow. Hello. People are telling me that the frame rate is a little bit weird, but I'm just going to keep going. I don't know what to do about that. I'm streaming as I always do. All right. So, first of all, do you hear that? I have a keyboard here. There's going to be music because it's a holiday special. So what am I going to do today? First of all, I want to say that this special holiday coding train is not brought to you by, but is a fundraiser for, oops, I'm in the wrong place. Don't look at that. I don't know what that was. Processingfoundation.org. So, one of the tools that I use in most of my coding challenges and coding tutorials, two different tools that I use are processing, a programming environment built on Java, and P5JS, a library for JavaScript and a bunch of related other sort of like things. And so the Processing Foundation is a non-for-profit US corporation. We're very small. We have a very small budget and a small group of volunteers who essentially manage the foundation. One of the things we do right now, which I have mentioned many times, is we run a fellowship program. You can see some of our lovely fellows here, Cassie and Andrew, DIY Girls, Gottfried, Nicholas, Saskia, Susan, Allison, Claire. I'm going to keep going. Digital Citizens Lab, Jessica Natul, Tiga and Luisa. I don't want to leave anyone out. Vilm and Lauren. Originally, the P5JS project was started as a fellowship from Lauren McCarthy with the Processing Foundation. Now Lauren is the lead developer of P5JS and a director of the foundation. So it's the end of the year. If you have the, oops, no, I just want to go to the home page. No, wrong page. If you have the means and are interested in making a donation, I will ring this bell for every donation that comes in. This live updates. I'd love to say let's get it to $20,000 by the end of this live stream a couple hours from now. I don't know if that's realistic, but I'm gonna. Oh no, the camera went off. Children, you could probably text me if you have an important message to send to me, and I will see it here. But you can also type into the YouTube chat, although, I don't know, privacy, whatever. But okay, this computer went off. So let's, I will read your name live on air and thank you. I might sing a song if you donate. By the way, I'm just mentioning, if you're here to see coding, you might want to just wait for the next live stream, which I'll be back in 2018. with my usual coding tutorials. I will attempt to do some coding today, but it's probably going to go very poorly and won't really interest you. So you might want to just go and do something else. All right. Wait. I'm getting a message. No, it's a Twitter notification. Never mind. Okay. I forgot to tweet that I started, but I guess I started. Okay. All right, let's see. Did anyone donate yet? Not yet. But I assume that somebody will at some point donate something. We're asking people to become a member. You also will have your name listed here on the membership page. We use these funds to support the fellowship program. I'm going to talk to you more about that and show you some videos from different fellows and from the processing day. No. Okay, so it's very nice of you to donate through the YouTube super chat. So people are telling me the audio and the frame rate. Okay, time out, everyone. I'm being told that I'm having some technical problems. So what I'm going to do in this case is I'm simply going to, I wonder if this is causing some weird interference, but I am going to restart the computer. That tends to, first of all, I'm going to turn on the monitor. So let me hear what's going on. Hello. So I'm hearing myself normally. I'm not hearing any audio glitching. Okay. Yes. So people are donating through. Some people are donating through the super chat, and I am happy to say for today's live stream, any donations that come in through the super chat, I will donate to the Processing Foundation. If you're a U.S. citizen, you won't be able to get the tax deduction. I will get the tax deduction, but I will do that. I will look at what but my preference is for you to donate to the. Oh, look at this! We've got some donations. I forgot what that number was at. I think it was at 72. Nobody can hear me. I think I better just restart the computer. People are telling me there's problems. I'm going to come back. Okay? I'm going to just restart the computer and hope that does the trick. So this live stream is going to temporarily shut down, and it will appear, same link, youtube.com/user/Schiffman/live. Okay? Let's see what I can do here. All right, I'm back. I actually didn't check anything. I'm just sort of hoping that fixed it. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and check the donations. So, I see 2 donations have come in to, 3 donations have come in. I'm going to thank, and now what I want to do is I'm going to check if you put your name to have a public name, I'm going to read that name, so hopefully that's okay. Thank you to Steve Clement. Thank you to Aliki Caliaris, who is, thank you, Aliki. My wacky sidekick, Aliki. And thank you to Hard to Read. People are telling me that the frames per second is not better. I don't know if that's just the internet today. What's this message telling me? Nope, sorry. I'm going to check a few things. So people are telling me it works fine. I don't know why some people are having frames per second issues and some people are not. So I'm hoping that's just maybe net neutrality was canceled. Maybe it's a net neutrality issue. I'm buffering. Is that still working? Okay. And I am recording to disk, So at the very least, there will be a archived backup of this, and if I have to like delete the archive live stream and upload a new version of it, that's what I'm going to have to do. So, and some people are saying it isn't bad, so maybe it's a bottleneck somewhere. Okay, so to thank our first 3 donations, let's see if there's any more. Wait, I'm getting a message here in the chat. Still a popping sound. Now that could be something else. I don't know why some people are saying it. So, still a popping sound. Well, I don't hear the popping sound in my monitor, so it could be. I do have this new. I could debug this, but I'm first. Can you play the keyboard and turn off your mic input? Okay. All right, hold on. My mic input is muting. Did that do anything? This is really sad. I was all planning my what. Still there. Okay. Now, what if I just completely unplug the keyboard? Is the popping sound gone? Is the popping sound gone? With the keyboard is now unplugged. Whoa! Oh, I unplugged the wrong thing. I unplugged the wrong thing. Now I'm unplugging the keyboard. So it's unplugged. But now it's off. I'm going to drink a little of this ginger tea. So the keyboard is the source of the popping. I have an idea. Okay, that's good to know. That's very sad, but at least I could, hold on, I'm just going to try. I think it could be some wires are crossed in a weird way. Just give me a second here. Okay, keyboard is still unplugged. Now people are hearing the pop. It's popping right now. Interesting. I think I kind of have a suspicion, and I'm going to work on doing something. So just everybody bear with me for a second. It's weird how I don't hear it. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. I have moved the mic thing far away. It still pops. Okay. Is the popping now as I'm clapping my hands? Still popping. All right, somebody just gave a very large donation, which is going to go to the Processing Foundation, which was Dinesh. Thank you. It's actually in a currency. I don't know what it is, so maybe it wasn't a very large donation. It just is a big number. I don't recognize that currency symbol because I am a silly American. All right. So it's possible I'm going to, it seems to be that it's this mic. So I do have one other option, which is to, let me just swap out the batteries here. Okay, I have swapped out a bunch of, whoa, where am I? Whoa, can you hear me? I swapped out a bunch of cables. I also unplugged something by accident that shouldn't have been unplugged. I'm trying to plug this back in. I unplugged something by accident. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Anything better now? This hasn't happened for a long time. It's very sad. I want to thank everybody for their donations. Oh, look at all these donations that have come in. This is amazing. It pops only when I talk. No. Yeah. The thing is, let me just listen to the monitor real quick. Test. So there's absolutely no popping. I think it's the low bit rate that's causing the popping, and that's like something, some people aren't having it and some people are having it. My monitor is coming directly out of OBS. I'm listening to the monitors coming directly out of OBS. That's what I'm monitoring with no popping. All right, we're going to go back. Kids, are you still watching? This isn't what usually happens, I swear. I mean, I would love to, I could check the streaming settings. Settings, stream, you know, there's nothing has changed. Yes, I see some sunglasses there. Thank you. All right, let's thank some more donations. So I'm just going to have to, one thing I can do actually, if you guys don't mind humoring me for a second, is I can watch the video that I recorded from earlier and, wait, hold on, desktop. Oh, this is the worst. This is the worst. There is a short, from 11:23 a.m. this morning, I'm going to open this video file up and I'm going to listen to it. So this is the recorded to disk. And I'm going to see if I can hear. Okay, I can confirm that in the recorded to disk version, there is no sound problems whatsoever. So something is happening simply after OBS takes the feed and sends it out to YouTube. I could try stop and starting the stream again. I could go, one thing I could do is I could look on my live stream dashboard. It says the stream health is good, and under stream options. Okay, so I'm gonna stop. Hey, we're back. Pretend none of that happened before. Happy holidays from the coding train, a YouTube show thing, tutorial coding thing, which sometimes I code. But today, very little code is happening because I'm mostly talking about, this is a live telethon for the Processing Foundation. And now that we have up to 82 donors, what did it start with? Someone tell me, was it at 72? I can see the bad bit rate on my preview, though. And so I'm going to thank some more donors. I'm going to thank public name. This person does not have a public name, so I'm not going to read their name, but thank you for the donation from Denmark. This person also does not have a public name, so thank you to another donor. And then thank you to Marcin Sweda. I don't know if I probably pronounced that incorrectly. Somebody can help me in the chat. Maybe some of you can only donate through the super chat. I don't usually have that enabled. I will redonate any donations through the super chat, but it's much more fun if I can watch this live thermometer go up. And so now, for our first holiday tune, to thank all of the donors. This song is called, what's it called? I Have a Little Issue. By the way, I can't sing. I'm terrible at singing, and you should probably go watch something else today. That's all I've got to say. Okay, hold on. Let me go out of the support page, back to the Slack channel. Does maybe YouTube still thinks I'm on a phone. Interesting. Okay. I found a little issue and filed it on GitHub. And when it's debugged completely, then pull request I will love. Oh, issue. I filed it on GitHub. And when it's debugged completely, then pull request I will love. Thank you. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, whoops. My sound effects are no longer playing. Wait, hold on. What just happened there? Nothing, not everything can work all at once. Okay, keyboard volume is a little bit too loud. Thank you for letting me know. I have no idea how to fix that. Oh my God, I can't believe it. So first of all, if you would like to write your own holiday song, Coding Train themed holiday song lyrics to a popular holiday tune that I could easily find the chords for or just play by ear, like Jingle Bells is probably pretty easy. I will sing it live on air today. Okay, there, that's finished. Okay, let's see how many donations came in based off of that performance. 82. Okay. Now, why this I'm not going to worry about too much, but all of a sudden here, my method for playing my sound effects seems to have failed. And, oh, it got unplugged. So what I need to do is add this again, and we're back in business. Okay, now, I'm going to take a short, you might be asking, why are you taking a break? You haven't done anything yet. By the way, this is probably my lowest rated live stream ever. First of all, I'm not doing it. I haven't done any coding. I'm wearing a ridiculous hat. I just sang some silly song. And I had all these technical difficulties. And it's already 40 minutes in. And this is I got to get going this afternoon. I've got to do a lot of stuff today. I didn't eat. I ate a very light breakfast. The subway was terrible this morning. So I barely made it down here. That's why I'm like a half an hour late. And I'm going to have to eat lunch at some point. Everybody knows I get woozy after a little while. I do have to stay hydrated because, as we all know, Coding Train is brought to you by water. if you boil it, it gets hot, and then you could put a tea bag in it. Or actually, don't even need a tea bag. You could actually just use tea leaves, and you could have some delicious, soothing, relaxing stuff to drink. Whoa, there's a whole class watching. Cooper, where is your class from? And hello to Cooper's class. All right, so let's check our donations. I will do some coding next if it says 83 donors. Refresh, fail. Oh, 84! All right, good work, everybody. Good work, everybody. All right, everybody, good work. So let's thank those donors, and then let's do a coding challenge. Because I know that's what people are probably interested in. Hold on, I've got to get to the donors page. And thank you to Alejandro G. Hevia. Thank you for donating to the Processing Foundation. And thank you to Mark Leonard. Thank you, Mark Leonard. I will read some random numbers in honor of these last two donations. Children, I know you just woke up, but this will be your new bedtime storybook when I see you next. It is called A Million Random Digits with 100,000 Normal Deviates, and I will read it to you like this. 4,282, 25,108, 89,176, 88,185, 52,361, 665, 785, 7,626, 5,479, 91,144, 14,738. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the random numbers have a pattern. Never let those random numbers have a pattern that you can find. All right, so but what else do I want to do? I did want to take a break to show you. I'm just checking it. Goran in the Slack channel is telling me that their name did not show up. But I don't know, maybe that takes some time to update. Maybe it runs a process. Actually, Goran, when I saw your donation, it didn't have a name. I think you missed filling out public name. Send me an email or later a DM in the Slack channel. I'll get that fixed for you. Okay. I know everyone's telling me the sound is crackling. I can't seem to do anything about it. I could try stopping and starting the stream or restarting the computer one more time. But I can assure you that the crackling sound is something that's happening after the video and audio goes out. So I don't know what to do about that. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to go to Rainbow Topics. And I am going to, I found some coding challenges that I thought would be reasonable to do today, that I felt I could handle. Some of them much harder than others. So here's my list. I'm obviously not going to do all of these. I'll be lucky if I get to one. I have some more songs to sing. And also, by the way, I'm just curious, I wonder if people in certain regions are having the frame rate and sound crackling issues, or with certain service providers. I'm telling you, something's going on here, net neutrality. There's lots of buffering going on. It's buffering. Okay, so anyway, you guys can discuss that amongst yourselves in the chat. Now, there's a couple things I could do. I could just pick something. I don't know if falling snow is really a Christmas challenge. That could just be like a wintry season challenge, right? But But so I sort of feel like I should probably just do that one. I could also put it up for a straw poll, let people vote on which challenge they want to see. I could also pick one randomly with my spinning wheel of random picking. Let's vote. People are interested in voting. All right. I'm looking at reading the chat. I'm looking here. What should we do? Vote. Vote. Pick randomly. Let's make a straw. Don't you think we should do the snow? What if we left today and we didn't have a nice snowy wintry scene? Let's do the snow. In fact, dare I Christmas tree that responds to physics? All right. Let's do the snow. Let's do the snow. But here's the thing. I would like this to be, unlike most of my usual coding challenges, I would love to have lots of suggestions. So I want you to help me figure this out, okay? And then I'm going to do something basic and not so wonderful. And it will be the starting point for everybody's beautiful, snowy, wintry holiday scenes. Okay. So I am going to put on some music for you. As always, I always forget the this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm going to do this dot, this dot. I'm going to do this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm going to do this dot. While I get set up here. This dot, this dot, this dot, this dot song. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget the this dot. This dot, this dot, this dot, this dot song. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget this dot. This dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do dot, this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot song. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget this dot. This dot, this dot, this dot. Never forget this dot. I'm gonna do this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, the this dot song. Never forget the this dot. Somebody compose that song for me. Okay. So we are going to make a nice snowy scene. Oh yeah. So Alka, loyal, or I often like to say royal. Royal Coding Training viewer Alka has made a snow coding challenge. It's called, let's see if I can find it on this computer here. Codevember 26. Let's take a look at it. Snow Mountains Alka, which is going, it's way better. Let's just see, CodePen Alka. Let's try to find it. Oh, you know what? We've really got to plug this computer in. Battery's getting low, and we all know. I really need a new computer. Woo, look at all these. Search snow. There we go, look at this. So this is Alka's version of snow. Look, what does this do? But I'm going to do, so what I would like to do is, I want to do something that maybe I'll use like a texture. Maybe somebody wants to make some nice little PNG textures that look like snow. And I want to have some larger ones and some smaller ones and have some kind of like parallax effect where depending on how big or far they move faster or slower, and maybe have the snow pile up a little bit on the ground. That kind of thing. So that's going to be, that's going to be, look at this. Ooh, this is so lovely. So this is pretty cool. So we're going to make our own version of this. And so let's get started. I was supposed to click to paint. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, this is basically the Purple Rain challenge. I should probably just start from that. But let's start over. Okay. Hello, welcome to a winter-themed coding challenge. You know, something that I should say is this coding challenge is probably very similar to my previous Purple Rain coding challenge. But instead of purple rain, we're going to have wintry white snow. So I've got a blank P5.js sketch here. I am going to try to make little snow particles that fall. I'm getting some suggestions from the chat about like wind and that type of thing. So let's just get started. Ooh, I've got a nice PNG snowflake there. Okay, so I'm getting lots of, so this, I don't know how this is gonna go. You might be watching this as a recorded video sometime in the future from your spaceship that's flying around. But at the time of this recording, there's a live chat going on, and I'm going to try to get some good suggestions. So the very first thing that I need to do, this is my code, that's all it is. I'm going to start with an object-oriented approach. And I'm actually going to make a new JavaScript file, and I'm going to call that file snowflake.js. And I am going to make a class called Snowflake. And that class is going to have a constructor, and it's going to have a position. And all of these are going to be vector objects. If you haven't seen a vector object yet, a vector is an object that holds an x and a y and a z, because we could do this later, maybe as part 2 in 3D and WebGL, and we could swirl around the snow and go through it in 3D. Oh boy, wouldn't that be exciting. But we need a velocity. And we need an acceleration. All right, now, also we want a function just to render the snowflake. And for now, I'm just going to say it's white, and it's about 4 pixels wide, and it is just a point. And so the point will be at the position, the x and y position. Ooh, look at this. I'm getting a wonderful sprite sheet of snow textures. We're going to grab that. So thank you. I'm seeing that being submitted. Alka, if you could make me a nice URL that I can download it here as we're going. All right. So what do I want to do now? Okay. So I definitely want to have an array. So I'm going to make an array, empty array. I'm going to call it snow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say snow.push a new snowflake. So I'm going to have at least one new snowflake. I'm going to have one new snowflake. And then I'm going to say for every flake of snow, right? This is my new favorite kind of JavaScript loop where I have an array of many things, and I can say for every element in that array, but it's of. In does something different. Oh, I got to do a video about that because I really botched my previous one. I'm going to say flake.render. And let's probably pass in, never mind. Let's set the location of the snow in the constructor itself. Let's just hard code it right now. And let's see what we get. Oh, snowflake is not defined. Why is snowflake not defined? Because I forgot in my HTML file to reference that JavaScript file. And I'm being told by Simon that maybe I have a syntax error somewhere. I'm not sure where. Let's just see what happens. There it is. There is a beautiful snowflake. I have a keyboard now. I don't know how to use it yet, but very excited about this addition. Okay, there is the beautiful snowflake. Now, what I could do is I could actually say in draw, let's keep adding snowflakes. Now, I think I'm adding many, many, many snowflakes, but they're all being added right in the same spot. So let's add all of our snowflakes at a random location. Let's pick a random width, a random x position, and a random y position. Snow! Yay! Oh, it's snowing! Let's go sledding! I don't know. Why is this associated with snow in my head or the winter or something? Anyway, You don't need the paren if you are using ES6. I still don't know what you're referring to, Simon. Give me a line number. Okay, now, here's the thing. I think I want to create all my snowflakes above, off the screen, and have them fall down. So let's do that. So let's actually, in the snowflake object, let's create the Y location something like between -100 and -10. So somewhere above the window. So now if I were to rerun this sketch, I won't see any of it, but I can add a function. I'm going to call it update. And what I'm going to do in update is I'm going to add the velocity to the position. And breaking news, breaking news, somebody will make me that sound effect eventually. I now have our sprite sheet. Alka, is that the right term? I've actually never used one of these things before. I always make separate files. alka.tv/static/f16.png. Oops. alka.tv/static. What did I get wrong there? Somebody tell me what I got wrong there. All right, I'll come back to it. Oh, I spelled alka wrong. ALCA. There we go. So let me download this. Desktop, snow, and I'll call it flakes 16. Okay, so we've got some images we'll be able to use later. Great. Okay, now what I was saying is the position of each snowflake needs to change over time. How about based on the object's velocity? So I can use vector math to say add the velocity to the position every frame. And so I can now say flake.update. I want them all to update. Now, I still don't see them moving down because none of them have a velocity. So I could do something just to test. And I could say, hey, give all of them a velocity vector that's kind of fast pointing down, like 0,5. And we would see there's all the snow. But this is not really snow yet, right? What we want, I mean, it's never going to be actual snow. Wouldn't that be wonderful if I could sort of magically, I need more props, have snow falling in. But what I want is I want to see it feel a little bit more like gravity. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a global variable called gravity. Because gravity isn't part of a snowflake, it's part of the world, so to speak. And I'm going to say gravity equals create vector, and I'm going to make up something, a small gravity pointing down. And then actually what I want to do is, again, I want the velocity to start at 0, but I want the acceleration equal to gravity, and I want to add the object's acceleration to its velocity. So I'm going to do more with this in a little bit, but the idea is gravity is a force. A force is a vector that moves an object with mass, that accelerates an object with mass. F equals m times a, right? So what I want to do is take the gravity force and put it in the object's acceleration, which changes the velocity over time. And what we would see now is snow starting to fall faster as it gets further down. Great, so this is starting to look a little bit more like snow. There's a lot more for us to do here. We want to add some wind. You know, we probably want the gravity in the case of snow. Gravity is probably the wrong word. I should just to be very light. So it feels like it's moving very, very slowly. However, I wanted to create this parallax effect. So how do I do that? Okay. So how do I do that? Let's think about this. Well, one thing I would like to do is give the snowflakes themselves some kind of size. So let's try this. Let's give them a property called R. That's a random number between 4 and 8, and use that as the stroke weight. And we can see now this is kind of nice, right? So this is nice. Now, somebody in the chat, I want some help here. So what do I want? I want the bigger ones falling slower and the smaller ones falling faster. No, the other way around. If something's further away, it's smaller, and it will look like it's falling slower. If it's bigger, it's closer. It'll look like it's falling faster. Is that right? And so should I actually just alter the gravity. Like let's make a copy of the gravity vector. So one thing I should do, okay, so first of all, I should write a function called apply force. And that takes a force, and what it does is it just adds that force to the object's acceleration. And then I clear out the acceleration every frame. So this is known as force accumulation. I have lots of videos that go through this in more detail, but the idea, there's different techniques for doing this, that what I want to do is say there's a bunch of forces in the world. I want to accumulate all of those forces. So like I might have some wind, I might have some gravity, and we maybe will add some like Perlin-Noyes flow field kind of thing. Yes, I need to have a mass, and all people are giving me great suggestions in the chat. I'm going to get to those, not ready yet. So what I really want to do is I just want to say flake.apply force gravity. Because the gravity is a force that's coming from outside that I want to send into each snowflake. So this should really be the same exact sketch. Now we've really got to fix something before we get too far. So number one is I either want to like recycle the snowflakes when they get to the bottom or remove them. Because as you know, this is already running really slow after a little while. Let's deal with that. So what I want to do is I want to loop and actually I'm going to do this thing that I do in lots of coding challenges where I'm going to loop through an array backwards, and I'm going to say if flake off screen snow.splice I can't type today, I, 1. So what am I doing? So what I'm doing here is I want to go through this flake, if snow index I is off screen. So I need to use an iterator, a counter, to go through all the elements of the array because I want to eventually use the splice function, which removes something from the array. And the thing that it removes, I specify the index. So I want to remove the snowflake at that index, and just the one. I don't want to remove that one, the one after. And I'm going through the array backwards. So as I remove them, the array slides down and is shorter, and I don't end up missing any elements. I've definitely done this in other videos before. Okay. Time out for a second. I have to blow my nose. We all know how I always get the sniffles. Okay, so this isn't going to work because this idea of something off screen isn't magic. So I need to go back to the snowflake object, and I need to write a function called off screen. And yeah, I'm being told, breaking news, I'm being told that I have I++ somewhere where I need I-. I will fix that. It definitely would result in a problematic infinite loop. I now want to say return of the Boolean value of if it's off screen. And I can determine that by saying this.pos.y is greater than, is it greater than height plus this.r. So in other words, if it's off the screen based on its size, then return. This will evaluate to true or false. If it's true, it's off the screen. All right. Back to sketch now. This definitely needs to be I-. Thank you for that correction. And now let's rerun this sketch. All right. Now, the question is, let's look at the length of the array. 194, 193. So that's definitely working. It's kind of hovering around 200 particles, which is reasonable to render. That's good. Okay, so now I think what I want is, let's try to get that parallax effect. Let's see if we can make that happen. So what would happen if before I send in the force, so interestingly enough, I'm ignoring an aspect of Newton's law. So typically, I might do something like this. Right? What did I just do here? What I said is, before I take that incoming force and add it to the acceleration, divide it by mass. And that's because, whoops, time out for a second, everybody. Hold on. Ooh, why is this camera view not working? Interesting. So I seem to have lost the whiteboard camera. I guess I don't need it right now. Boy, so many technical difficulties today. Force equals mass times acceleration, or acceleration equals force divided by mass. So this is me dividing it by mass. Now, of course, with gravity, the force of gravity is scaled by mass because force of gravity equals the mass of one object times the mass of another object divided by just the squared. So this is kind of actually irrelevant here. This is problematic. So I'm going to not include this right now. But what I'm actually going to do is I am going to, like have a little like parallax, is that how you spell it? Parallax effect hack. Let's see if this works. Somebody will hopefully help me with this. I really need help with this. So what I want to do is I want to make a copy of that incoming force. Then I just want to, I'm just going to multiply it by the object's size. Because if it's bigger, I want that force to appear that it's stronger. And then I'm going to do that. So let's see what this does. I think it's not strong enough. And also, there's kind of an issue where, let's make this size differential much more extreme. That's sort of like, kind of, I forgot to set the terminal velocity. That's a good point. So I should have the snow have a terminal velocity. And that terminal velocity, so let's try that. Let's see if we can make this this dot terminal v equals this dot r. We're going to make it related to its size. I don't need another variable. Let's try that. Okay, so let's see. I'm very thrown off by the, so I want to say this dot velocity dot limit this dot r. So the limit is a vector function that takes a given vector and limits the length of it. So let's see how what this does. What do we think? Does this sort of seem like parallaxy snow? I'm pausing for no given reason. Oh, I'm being told to maybe try lowering the mic. Maybe that will help people. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, lowered the mic a little bit. Too much speed. Yes, way too much speed, right? So let's say it's limited by its size times 20% of its size. That's better, right? That seems more like snow. Ooh, very nice. All right, let's see if we can use a sprite sheet. Now, really, as an exercise to yourself, if you're watching this and you're following along, you should stop right now and limit the velocity to the same value for every snowflake, then multiply to do the parallax. But isn't limiting it to a different value for every snowflake the same as doing the parallax? Anyway, I'm happy with this. More small ones and fewer big ones. Okay, great suggestion. So how do we do that? Oh, I love this suggestion. How do we pick a random number that's more likely to be small than big? Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm pausing again. how do we pick a random number that's more likely to be small than big? So there's a variety of ways of doing this. I feel like I've made many videos on this in the past. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat. Yeah, logarithmic scale is good. People are getting good suggestions. Logarithmic scale, random Gaussian. I could do random Gaussian. I could use the exponential function. Or I could kind of do the two random numbers. Oh, so many possibilities. How about, let's just say, let's write a function called getRandomSize. And I'm going to just put that separately up here. Function getRandomSize. And what I'm going to do now is let's do the pick two random numbers approach. This will kind of be easy. So I want to pick two random numbers. And I'm going to say if random 2 is less than random 1, or it's greater than, is greater than random 1. So smaller numbers will be more often, then return random 1. While true. So this isn't very efficient. I feel like there's so many other more efficient techniques. But basically what I'm doing is I am trying to pick two random numbers, one which qualifies the other one. So in other words, let's say I pick 0.1. Well, now I need to pick a second random number. 0.1 is going to make it past this level 90% of the time. 0.2 is going to make it past 80% of the time. 0.8 is only going to make it past 20% of the time. So this is linear, but I think it'll do pretty well for now. And then I want to map that value, which has a value between 0 and 1, and so I don't really need to map it. I'm just going to say random 1 times 36. So now we should have more smaller ones. And you can kind of see this is true, right? There's a lot more smaller ones than big ones. Now, maybe that distribution still is too strong, and I could say random 1 squared, right? Wouldn't this make it even less likely to do big ones? I can't tell visually if that's the case. It's hard to see because the big ones move so fast. So I'm like reading the chat. But what do you guys think of this? All right, I'm going to leave this. I'm just curious. Let's do it to the 10th power. See, I think this isn't doing what I want it to do because I can't use the whiteboard is my problem right now. Why is the whiteboard camera failing? Sorry, Mathieu, I'm making an editing challenge for you. They should flutter from side to side. Yeah, I will do that. Why is this? Sorry, I just want to investigate the whiteboard. We're not going to make it through today without. The whiteboard camera. What time is it? Oh my God, it's already 12:20. So much for my telethon of coding challenges. Let's see here. Let me just, if you don't mind bearing with me for a second. works. Oops, sorry. Ooh, what happened to me? Whoa, I'm missing. Something, why am I having so many technical difficulties today? Whoa. Do you guys see me? That's moving. Oh, wait for it. The smaller ones come into the screen a lot later because of the parallax effect. Ah, interesting. So you know what I should do? Yeah, you don't see me, right? Yeah, weird, right? I'm going to have to restart OBS again, which I'm happy to do just because of all of this stuff. Okay. That's so weird. Okay, I'm restarting OBS. This stream is about to go down. It'll come right back. I'm not going to restart the computer. I think I'm back. Sorry, everybody. I don't have the live chat. I did actually have to restart the computer. I'm hoping maybe all that popping stuff got fixed. I can't get the whiteboard camera, which is probably fine. Stream health. It says it's good. I do see a weird frame rate. Yeah, I see the frame rate issue in my preview. And the popping is still happening. So weird. I've never had so few people watching. Oh, and I think I just froze. No, I'm just behind. This is like this live stream. That's good. That's actually quite good that nobody's watching. Let me pop the chat out. I mean, no, there's 100 of you watching, but and which is like used to be like breaking all my records, but now I'm used to having a few hundred people watching. All right, I don't know what to do. Buffering green. Whoops. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Okay. All right. I am. 423 people are watching. Oh, okay. Never mind. Don't everybody turn this off. This is really this is my big, like I was actually trying to do like a whole curated, scripted holiday show. Okay, I should power R2, not R1. All right. Well, I'm just going to have to hope that this is somehow the recording is going to be fine. All right. No need for the I wanted to use the whiteboard, but it's fine. This is probably going to be the only coding challenge today anyway. Holiday special coding snow. Okay. So a nice suggestion from the chat is to try powering R2, right? Because I want that. Oh, that makes sense. No, if I could use a whiteboard, this is how I think these things through. But let's square R2 and take a look at what we see. Now, one thing that's interesting here is I think that actually just to see what's going on, it would be much more helpful if I just started them all on the screen so we can see the distribution more clearly. So now I don't want them to start on the screen though, but what I could do, I have an idea, is that I can give it some optional arguments. So I could just start the first. I could start with, what I'm going to do is start with so this is one way to say like, oh, well, if I give an x into the constructor, then use that. If I don't, then pick something randomly. It's a little bit of a problem because if I give 0, it's still going to pick something randomly, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I'm going to do here is I want to start with just a whole bunch of them. Let's start with 200. And I'm going to give them, start with 200 on the screen. I want to see that distribution to really get a good sense for it. Oops. Okay. Where did I get that error? X has already been declared in setup. Where? Hold on, try this again. Sketch line number 1. Oh, what? What? Remove the let in the constructor. Oh, of course. This won't work. Snow X, snow Y. Okay. That doesn't work because I can't have the variable with the, I'm off my game here. Okay. All right. How does this look as a distribution? Let's see if we can make this, I actually kind of like it, but let's see if we can make this a bit more extreme. Let's go to this and say, let's power R2 to the 10th. So this is fewer. That doesn't seem like it works for me. I really think it should be this. Oh no, so that actually was the opposite. All right. No. I'm reading the chat. I kind of like this snow, actually. I feel like this is good enough. It's going to be much better once I do the... So, okay. Mathieu, you can do some editing magic with this because I lost my... With all the technical difficulties, I've been kind of losing my steam and momentum. Which means it's time for... I should take a break and sing another Christmas song. Holiday song. Has any? Yeah, this is actually a really good point. It's sort of a little silly that I'm deleting the elements from the array when I could just recycle them back to the top. But I do feel like at least, and I could also give them a new random size, but I'm gonna keep it this way just in terms of being a little bit more flexible. All right, so. Yeah, there should be less large snowflakes. So what are some of my other techniques for picking a non-uniform distribution of random numbers? I need the whiteboard. I swear I could just draw this and I would know exactly what it is that I want to do. I want them to actually, I want that distribution to be yeah. I'm thinking. Paint, Perlin noise, absolute value of Gaussian. Oh, that's excellent. Okay, Lucas in the chat is giving me an excellent suggestion, which is to use the absolute value of a Gaussian distribution. Let's try that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment this solution out. And I'm going to give myself a random Gaussian number. So there, in P5, there is a function that will give you a Gaussian distribution, which is a normalized distribution, or the bell curve. And I can alter the mean or the standard deviation. So I could say the mean, I want the mean to be 0. But I want the standard deviation to be, let's call it 36. So I'm going to say R equals random Gaussian times 36. I'm going to scale it up, and then I'm going to return the absolute value. Because random Gaussian will give me negative numbers, all centered around 0, and will give me a lot more smaller ones than larger ones. Let's take a look at this. Whoa, that's a lot more. So I don't want that standard deviation that big. I suppose I could also square it. No, I don't want the, and then, yeah, this is kind of, now I'm kind of getting somewhere in that, Those are really quite large. Okay, so this is another technique. I'm kind of liking this now. So we can see that I have many smaller ones and fewer large ones. So you can see there's a variety of ways to do. Mergin is also telling me, oh my goodness, why didn't I think of this? I can just pick a random number and then square or power that number to make it exponential, and then take 1 minus r of that number would actually probably work because it'll distribute more towards 0. So I could try that, but I am kind of liking how this looks. It is running very slow over time. So why is it running so slow over time? Because I have many, many snowflakes. And in fact, I'm adding so many, but these small ones never really get to the bottom. So one thing I need to do is I need to, in addition to having a maximum velocity, I also want to say if this dot velocity magnitude is greater than, is less than 1, this dot velocity normalize. Okay, so, and is it, I don't think it's possible because there's some, and I also think that I want to say, so actually, do you know what I can do? I don't actually need to do this limiting here. I think I don't want to ever create a snowflake that's less than like 2 pixels. So another thing that I could do is I can constrain that absolute value squared between 2 pixels and 36 pixels. So now, because you can see there were just so many small ones, and so this now, if we look at the size, you know, I'm staying, it's getting bigger over time, but I'm hopefully staying a bit more within the realm of reason. Okay. Yeah, look how many small. So I think, though, that I do need the minimum velocity to be more than. So they get limited by their size times 0.2. And so I do think that I want them to move at least. Let's try something. This dot velocity dot normalize. Okay. So this should be better. But I can also really fix the number by, as everybody is suggesting, by just recycling them. So let's try that. Let's try, instead of deleting them, let's just create a function in the snowflake called randomize. And what that function is going to do is actually all of this stuff. And so when this dot pos dot y is greater than, see, Mergin, if I had just had the whiteboard, I would have drawn that graph and it would have made more sense. If this dot pos dot y is greater than height plus this dot r, then this dot randomize. So I'm just going to recycle these. Once I get to the bottom, I'm going to recycle them back up to the top. This way I can really control the number of snowflakes. I kind of want to just start this whole challenge over. So let's have 300. And Let's see what happens. So this is going to consistently only ever have 300. What's a little bit interesting about this is that the smaller ones take so long to get to the bottom. Oh, I'm still adding them. So one thing that I need to do is stop adding them if I'm going to do this approach. And this we should see over time we're going to have very few large ones. So that distribution is actually going to be even smaller because the small ones take so long to go anyway. So they like stay on the screen. So actually I'm going to alter the distribution a little bit. And let's look at what we're doing here with random size. And do this. Whoa, so many, so many. No, that's no good. So let's keep squaring it. Let's do one more. Let's do one more way of changing the size. I'm just going to pick a random number between 0 and 1. And I'm going to square that number. And I'm going to return 1 minus r. So this is now, if I had a whiteboard, I could diagram this. Okay. Oh, but I need to scale that up by 36. So you can see what this looks like. It's hard to tell, but there should be many fewer. Now, let me put that to the 10th power. I did something wrong. Not 1 minus r. Why did I think it was 1 minus r? Oh yeah, there we go. This is what I meant to do. And what I actually want to do is have at least a minimum size of 0.1. There. This is pretty good. Let's have a minimum size of 0.2. Minimum size of 0.5. I'm just curious here. All right. Okay, so I think this now is working pretty well. And actually what I want to do is constrain that result to between 2 pixels and 36. I don't want anything less than 2 pixels. There we go. Okay, this is starting to look pretty good. Boy, have I spent, power 10 is a bit large. Oh, I didn't realize I did that, had that in there. Okay, but I kind of like it with that distribution. So if I'm going to constrain it, then I can do this. Okay, let's see how this looks. So anyway, we've seen so many different ways of creating more values that are smaller than larger. And I'm going to leave this one in here as the kind of simplest solution, which is just to take a random value between 0 and 1 and make that exponential. So I'm much more likely to pick a smaller one than a larger one because it is squaring a value less than 1 is making that value smaller. But I'm actually doing it to the 5th power, that sort of thing. Okay, so this is, by the way, I think I'm going to come back in the new year and just do this challenge over again, and just this will just be for the live stream, maybe, because I've lost. Now, okay, so now what I want to do is finally go and let's try to use this sprite sheet. So Alka, I think generously, I think there's a 32 one. So this is going to be good. It's going to be, I'm going to do this flakes32.png. So if I understand what this image is correctly, it is a whole bunch of snowflake designs that are 32 by 32 pixels. Now, again, I would like to suggest that you as a viewer generate these algorithmically, but I'm just going to copy them from this image. So I've actually never done this before. This is a way of, what I would always do is just load these as all separate images, but it's obviously much better to load just a single image file and see if I can copy the pieces of it. So let's see if this works. Oh boy, this is exciting. Okay, so let's go to here. Let's add preload. I'm going to call this I'm going to call this textures. And I'm going to say textures equals load image f30 flakes 32.png. Okay, so let's first just make sure that that image is there. Let's see that it's there. Oh, 0, 0. Let's draw it at 0, 0. Okay, so we can see that that image is there. So I'm getting all of these snowflake images, which is absolutely lovely. And what I want to do now is copy them into separate images. So I'm going to call this files. And I'm going to make another array called textures. Oh, file. I'm just going to call this file. And what I want to do is I want to say for every x all the way up to, I guess we could call this sprite sheet. Is that the, and it's not an array. Why did I set it as an array? I'm losing my mind. It's an image. It's an image. The textures will be an array. I want to load that one image and then chop it up. And I'm sure there's a way to do this automatically with some library or something, but I'm going to do it manually here. So I'm going to load that image, and then I'm going to want to go through the width of that image, x plus equal 32. So I'm going to assume that each one of those is 32 by 32. And then I want to go through the y. And then what I want to do is I want to get a new image. I want to say an image is spritesheet.get. Now what's the chance that this works? Spritesheet.get x comma y 32 32. This should pull out a slice. The get function in P5 should pull out a slice of that image, a little square just from that position. And then I can say textures dot push that image. All right, now here's the thing. I want to debug to see that this is really working. So I'm going to just get rid of the draw function completely. And what I also want to do is I am going to draw these images at their x and y location. So let's see if this actually works. If the get function does what I want it to do. Now, I can't tell if it worked because there's no background. Ah, it worked. So the get function, you can notice it took a little while there because it had to like chop everything up. That was kind of a slow process, but this actually worked. So now I have an array of all of those images. I can put the draw function back. What I want to do, actually I need to do this beforehand, and then what I want to do is give each one a design, which is a random texture. And I'm going to pass that design in, and each snowflake is going to get that design as an image. And I probably should put it in the randomize, but let's just get this to work. And I'm now going to say, instead of drawing it, let's say image mode center. And then, image mode center. Then I want to draw that image, its current image with its size. Okay, dare this work? Oh boy, what just happened? Oh, I didn't draw it at the right position. I've also got to include its position. And there we go. Look at all the snowflakes. Now I almost feel like because they're so lightweight, I kind of feel like I need more bigger ones. So I could go back to one of my ridiculous other techniques, or I could just lower this. Let's just square that random number. So I have more big ones, but that's too many big ones. And I should probably constrain it to 32, because that's the maximum size. There, look, it's our snow. Okay, so there. We've made a nice, boy, what did it take me, like an hour? It's like 12:45. I was going to wrap this up around 1 o'clock. This has been kind of a disaster of a live stream, but I do appreciate that so many people donated, and I'm going to come back to the, but I think that it would, I was going to try to add a little Perlin noise wind. So I'm seeing in the chat, the quality seems to be a little bit of an issue here. So I don't know, maybe there's a way that I can improve that. I don't know if that has to do, well, we could rotate the snowflakes. Rotate. So when you say rotate, do you mean have them spin as they're falling, or all have a random rotation? Also has rotation and floaty sine waves. Make them go side to side a little. Okay. All right, let's try them spinning. So I don't understand how this is going to make it look more like snow, but let's try it. I meant to take breaks and talk about the Processing Foundation. I'm doing a terrible job at doing this fundraiser. Both rotation and spinning. Okay, so let's do that. So let's go here and add a variable called angle, which can be a random angle between 0 and 2 pi. And I'm going to, when I draw the snowflake, I want to say push, translate this dot pos.x, this dot pos.y, and then draw the image instead at 0, 0. And then have pop. And then after I translate, I want to rotate by some angle. Okay, so let's just take a look at this first. Whoops, what did I miss? Angle is not defined. This dot, this dot, this dot. Surprised this hasn't happened to me yet. Okay. So, I don't know if you can tell. Are they rotated at random angles? It looks like they are. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do the noise function. Don't worry, everybody. It's coming. So let's have them rotate based on their velocity's magnitude. I don't know. And that's way too much because we're in, if I went to angle mode degrees, but I could just divide that by 100. They're all rotating in the same direction. That doesn't seem right. So let's have them, oops. Let's have them, some of them go randomly to the other direction. So let's also have a direction. And then, maybe I should write one of those fancy things, right? Where you, how do you do that? Where I have the little Boolean thing. If random 1 is greater than 0.5, I give it a value of 1 or like negative 1. What's this thing called that everybody always uses and complains that I don't use? Yeah, I'm getting some mess. So one thing that you guys could help me out when you're posting things in the patron group is, unless the image is really important, to like remove the previews, because I can't follow the chat with these big previews in there. Ternary operator, yeah. So I never use these because I am just an old-fashioned and probably so ternary operation. In code, ternary. Let's look at ternary operation syntax, JavaScript. I mean, it's the same in most We can look at it like this. This is the condition, and if it's true, it's this one. If it's false, it's this one. So what I want to say is this, right? If random is greater than 0.5, give it a value of 1, otherwise negative 1. All right? So I think this should work because now I want to change the angle. And this should be an update, by the way. I want to change the angle by this times this dot direction times this. So some of them will go randomly to the other side. Okay, so this is nice with them spinning. Now, okay, so now I want to do some side-to-side motion. So some options are sine wave, Perlin noise, wind, actual like a wind force. What does everybody think? Perlin noise, wind. They spin too fast. It is kind of fast, right? So let's make them spin slower. Sine. Alka is suggesting a sine wave. So a sine wave, just to have them sway left and right, like not as a force, but as just an oscillating motion. Interesting. I have not tried this. So I then would need to have some sort of offset, which is the result of sine of maybe that angle. I don't know why I said random. I want to map. Oh, I don't actually need to map because sine goes between -1 and 1 times, maybe I could use their size. And then I can just, they need to have an x offset, which is 0. I'm going to make this a property of the object. And then I'm going to just use that. And let's see what happens here. Whoops. What did I miss? What did I get wrong here? Angle is not defined. This dot, this dot, this dot, this dot's on. This dot angle. Okay, let's try this. Ooh. What do we think of this? So I could also have them do this with a little wind. This is pretty nice. This is turning out quite lovely. Let me get rid of the console. This is actually quite nice. All right, now I really want to put some wind in here. Goodbye bitrate. This is so sad. This is like the worst idea for a coding challenge on YouTube because it's just going to make everything. By the way, it's the popping and the frame rate is all still bad, I assume, right? All right, so what I want to do now is add a little wind. Let's add a force. If it falls slower, it'll be less noticeable. So let's have, where is the speed at which it falls? Is here. So I can actually make the fastest ones fall even slower. But I kind of liked it. Now there's not enough differential, I think. I'm going to leave it as it was. Okay, so here we go. I want to have a little console here. Now, what can I add? I want to create some Perlin noise wind. So the first thing I just want to see is let me just create some global wind. So in draw, let me create a variable called wind, create vector. And I am going to have that be, the wind x is going to be, just going to control it from the mouse. And I'm going to create a vector with that. I'm going to create a vector, and then I'm going to also apply that force. So I create a vector. So I just want to see how this looks. So you can see this wind is much too strong, and it's also very uniform. So that's not good, but it is kind of, it's the right idea. So I just want to sort of see what the range of magnitude that makes sense is. Oh, one issue is because I'm constraining them with like a top speed, if the x force takes over, they are not falling anymore. So I really should, oh, this is so problematic, all my weird constraints in here. But let's make the wind much weaker. So with a weaker wind, okay. So this is kind of, there's some issues here because as they start to accelerate more and more, but I think as long as I keep the wind fairly weak, we're going to be fine here. But I could probably do a better job with the constraining. Now, what if I now have the wind be Perlin noise, Z? So instead, I'm going to have, and I'm going to do this in a weird sort of way, because what I want also is I kind of want to have more of a flow field kind of wind. So it's different all over. And I could also have the wind pushing it down a little bit. With the wind, I could have the wind be a vector. Oh, an angle. Ooh, okay, this is really good. So actually, hold on. So let me change this. Let me have a x offset equal to 0. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to say let wind angle equal noise of x offset times 2 pi. Then I'm going to make a vector from that angle. And then I'm going to do that right now, and then I'm going to let x offset. And I should control it by the mouse just to see if this is working, but let's let that x offset go up in time. So you can see this is kind of like nuts because it's changing so often and it's quite strong. So some things that I need to do are, number one is shrink that wind down by quite a bit. And also have it change less often. And now you can see it's totally uniform. So I really don't want to have the same wind for each snowflake. Oh, and of course now I have to have the snowflakes wrap. So, and by wrap, I don't mean wrap music-wise. I need them, if they go off the left, to come back on the other side as well, or to randomize and go back from the top. So first of all, I want to make this wind much smaller. And I'm going to need different wind for each flake. So I am now going to have the noise. X offset is going to be the Z. I want to say, this is going to be now called Z offset. This is kind of like crazy what I'm doing. Without like diagramming this or really explaining it. What I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to have an X offset, which is going to equal the flakes X position divided by the width of the window. And the Y offset is going to be the snow's Y position divided by height. And so I'm going to get the wind is going to be different depending on where you are, with changing very, very slowly over time. And this should not be here anymore. This has to be here. So now what we should get is, there we go. We have a nice flow fieldy distribution of wind. So that was kind of like overly complicated. I think what I'm going to do is when they leave the screen, I've just set them back up to the top. So I think in the snowflake, if they, where do I set them? So I can say if this.pos.x, so I kind of want this off-screen function. Because what I want to do is return this, or this.pos.x is less than negative this.r, or this.pos.x is greater than negative, is greater than width plus this.r. So if any of these are true, it's off screen. And then here, it's much simpler for me to just say, if this.off screen, randomize. Okay. And Alka's making a good point, or Simon's making a good point, that I could start, that I could constrain that angle so the wind really kind of. So I think, let's take a look at this. I think this is better now. Now, can you really see that there's wind? Let's try to make that wind much bigger. So what I want to do, and I really should put this in the snowflake as a function. I should let them enter the opposite side. Okay, that's a really good point. Because it's weird that they're not entering from the side. So what I'll do, that's actually a really good point. Let me change that. Oh, that's so smart. So I think I'm going to go back to what it was before. Whoops. What am I doing here? There, okay. So so I could still use the randomize. You know what? I should just have them wrap around. So they only randomize when they get to the bottom. If this.pos.x is less than this.r is less than this.r, negative this.r. Only thing is I can't really guarantee that they're going to re-enter on the other side, but let's try it. Let's say this.pos.x equals this.width plus this.r. And let's just try if it is greater than width plus this.r, let's set that to negative. Let's just try this. This is wrapping left and right. Let's see if this kind of has a nicer effect. Yeah, I think this is better. They're not going to always enter. They might get stuck kind of back and forth. But if they enter, okay. Width, not this dot width. Thank you. That was a mistake. So this should help. So hopefully that helps a little bit. I kind of want to have more snow. It feels like it's too few particles. So I'm going to go back to the sketch and see if I can get away with 400. Okay, now I want to see the wind be a little bit stronger, just to have a sense that that's actually doing something. And so I'm going to do that here. I'm going to make the wind 10 times as strong, just to sort of see, yeah. So you can see that, whoa, there's a lot more swirling going on here. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, finding the right balance there. You can see how there's a flow field that they're following. The gravity probably needs to be a lot stronger if I'm going to make that wind that much stronger. So let's go and make the gravity also stronger. So I don't know what's going to cancel what out. But you can see balancing those two forces of the wind and gravity. The sine wave, I kind of want to see the sine wave also maybe be a little bit more prominent. So where do I calculate that? That x offset, let's just expand that by 5, just out of curiosity. Yeah, so that's too much. But let's expand it by 2. And maybe that angle is kind of, because it's tied to the spinning. So I could actually also have it oscillate twice as fast. So I don't know. There's Perlin noise wind. There's oscillating sine waves. I think maybe wind should change over time. It is changing over time if I programmed it correctly. The wind is changing over time because the z offset is changing over time. I could make that happen much faster. I don't know how noticeable this will be. So now there are so many parameters here. So this, I don't know that this was a coding challenge. This was more just like, I think this live stream might just stand alone as a live stream in all of its mess. Maybe I'll edit this out. Maybe I'll come back and redo this coding challenge. But what I would like is to see people do creative variations on this. So what are some things you could do? Number one is you could be more thoughtful about the design. You could add other elements to the scene. You could have the snow pile up. You could generate algorithmic snowflake designs. You could be more, you could create a lot of sliders to control all the different possibilities here. But this, I could do a background. I should do a background. I could add some text, make some of them translucent. Oh my God, so many different possibilities. So I'm going to leave that. Maybe I'll come back and add some of those features, but we're going to save this. And I am now going to go back. I'm now going to go back to my fundraiser. Is anybody still watching this? Let's see. So this started out, I meant to take this was practice. Next year I'm going to do a much better telethon. It'll be much longer. I'll have guests. I'll plan for it. But I do have some more songs to do. I have to prepare. I don't know if anyone sent me any songs. Let's go out of full screen. Let's close this. All right, let's take a look. We were at 84 donors. We're at, I think, 72. Can anybody confirm the number of donors there was? Train image in the background, yeah. I'm going to let everybody create their creative versions of this with different backgrounds. I believe we started around 72 donors and around $2,000 or so dollars. We're now up to 91 donors, $3,020 for the December 2017 fundraiser for the Processing Foundation. Let me thank some more donors. Shoot. I have to log in. Hit log me out. Then I'm going to play, so hold on, donors. So where did we last left off? I think I thanked Mark Leonard. And now I'm All right, I think I am back. Okay. 71 donors, thank you. Okay, sound is good. Oh wait, is the popping and everything all gone now? Should I just start over? Popping is gone. Who knows what happened? So did I read all the donors or did I miss reading some of the donors? Well, I'm glad that this problem seemed to have gone away. I could just start the whole thing over now. If I didn't, I need an afternoon. I got it. Unfortunately, I haven't eaten any. I'm gonna have to leave in the next like half an hour or so. Okay, so I would like to thank the donors. We started, let me just mention again, we started this fundraiser with 71 donors, and we are now up to 93. We have hit the $3,000 mark. Is there any way we could hit the $4,000 mark by the end of this? By the end of this live stream? I don't know. Let's see. Okay. So, but first, let me thank all of the recent donors. I want to thank Manuel. Thank you, Manuel. I want to thank greeting. I want to thank donor from the Netherlands. Thank you. Wonderful game in P5JS. Thank you for that. I want to thank Simon Tiger. Thank you, Simon. Simon, amazing coding train viewer, writes, I learned to program thanks to processing. Thank you, Simon. Sebastian Pacheco. Thank you, Sebastian, for your donation. Shoot, this computer is dying. I gotta switch. One of these days I'll bring two powers to this room. I should just bring the other one up from because now this computer has stopped operating because it's like the battery's about to die, I think. And then here is another donor. Thank you, Sergey. Thank you for your donation. You know what? There's too much stuff open. What? This computer has frozen. The computer that's showing me all of the donations has frozen. What a mess. There we go. Okay. And thank you to Matt, and thank you to anonymous donor. Thank you, anonymous donor. Yeah. Thank you, anonymous donor. Come back. How do I get out of this? Oh. I'm going to refresh the page. Close some of this stuff. It doesn't need to be open. That won't help. All right. I have killed the Processing Foundation admin panel. Now we're up to 96. Thank you, everybody, for your donations to the Processing Foundation. So I am going to thank everyone for their donations with a song. I'm going to get back to reading it. This computer is being finicky with me. I might just try to log in a different browser or something. Oh, I see a whole bunch of new donations came in. A whole bunch of new donations came in. Let's see. Thank you to Daniel O'Sullivan. Thank you to Greg King. Thank you to David Keck. Thank you to Fret. And thank you to Anonymous Donor. And I think I got everybody. Now this is working for me again. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take a short break to drink some water because, as everybody knows, the Coding Train is brought to you by delicious water. I'm going to sing another holiday song for you. The problem is, this one's going to be a lot more difficult than my dreidel song. So in the meantime, I am going to play for you highlights from Processing Day. So one thing I want to mention is that the Processing Foundation has a new YouTube channel right here. I encourage you all to subscribe to the Processing Foundation's YouTube channel. We recently had a Processing Day, a community event in Boston, and all of the talks and presentations are here in this particular playlist. So you can see Cassie, Gottfried, Matura and Claire, Jakub, Sharon Dela Cruz, Andres, Aaron and Guillermo, Eva Diaz. Oh, the Coding Train. I did a live session there. You can watch that. Chris Coleman, Rosa Weinberg, Maxime Damacour, Brad Tober, Jose Luis Garcia del Castillo, Ari Melenciano, Luisa Pereira, and R. Luc Dubois, and Cristobal Valenza. So I apologize to any of the processing fellows or lightning talks when I mispronounced your name. I encourage you to watch all these talks. I would like to show you some highlights from some of them. So Mathieu put together some edited versions. I meant to my whole plan for today was to make the snow. And then every so often take a break and show you one of these. They're just 1 or 2 minutes long. But I definitely encourage everyone to watch all the videos. Let's watch Lauren's, since I meant to also have Lauren Skype in. I just did a bad job of planning this, and just too much to do. But let's try to watch Lauren's discussion of the origins of P5.js, which I think would be useful and nice to see. So I'm going to play this for you while I take a short break to get my lyrics ready for the next song. I guess I could download this file. Try one more time. Okay.
And so the idea was that he and Dan and Ben invited me to do a processing fellowship. And my charge was to imagine what processing might look like today, or might look like for the web maybe. And it was supposed to be just sort of like a 3-month research project. And so I thought, okay, cool. This is my big chance, like my big I'm going to do this. I'm going to be an open source. Like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. And so I set about and I did nothing. Until I think one day Casey emailed me and said, so about that fellowship, are you going to do anything? And so I was like, oh, okay. And he said, well, why don't you just try something. Just try a little experiment, that same idea. Just try something. You don't need a whole plan. And do by next week if you could. So the deadline was also helpful. At some point I felt really excited because I could also draw a circle and a rectangle just like you could in processing, and figured like I was like halfway there. Little did I know. And so, but while I was doing the question, right, was like, what might processing look like if it were kind of invented today? And so the first ideas were, well, we would use HTML5 and JavaScript instead of Java. But there's this other idea, which was, why not take, diversity and inclusivity as a core value? What if we make this explicit rather than just something implicit maybe, or hopeful? And this idea that like no tool is neutral. Tools are embedded with the beliefs, the desires, and the biases of its creators. If we're talking about a tool for creative expression, it becomes really critical that we have a lot of voices in the process of making that tool. It can't just be a few developers that make all the decisions. This is a little bit hard to read, but this is Stephanie Pai talking about, we think maybe it's about hard work, but what about mentorship? And before that even, what about access? Emily Chen went and talked with many of the women in the Python community and brought back some of her observations. And this is one that we took really seriously. Just don't assume that anyone has to know anything.
Thank you, Lauren. I'm not finished rewriting the lyrics. Let's watch another one. Let's take a look at, let's just go through these in order. So those of you who might be Spanish language speakers, this is a fellowship project. This is what we use the funds that I'm asking people to donate for to sponsor. We have the fellowship call just ended. We're gonna have new fellowships. This you might be excited to learn about for those of you who are Spanish speakers.
Hello? Yeah, cool. So this talk is called P5JS en Español. That stands for P5JS in Spanish. My name is Aaron Montoya Moraga. I'm Chilean. We speak Spanish there. That's super south. My work with processing started when I applied for like a processing internship that they offer at ITP, and I said, hey, I love this, but my friends in Chile, they don't know about it, and most people don't know about it. I just know like the very tiny community of media arts there. So I said, is it cool if I can translate like the reference of the website? So like seeing this was for me super gratifying, like seeing like this welcoming thing that is in Spanish. And as a part of that, we funded this with some friends. This is called Coded, and it's as in code and education, which are also the same words in Spanish. And it's a Escuela de Artes y Oficios Electrónicos.
Coded started a year ago. We co-founded this school in April, so it's brand new. But it started last year when I came to New York and I didn't know about processing or P5. He told me, hey, there's that frameworks to make art. And I wanted to meet electronical engineers or coding with arts or music. So we figured out that in Chile and in South America, coding is not taught as it's taught here in the United States or in Europe. So we wanted to make something to fix it. And we said, well, let's start to teach P5. So we started to make courses and resources for that. And the first course we made was P5.js en Español. So it was the first course with high school guys. They started 4 guys, and finally there were 2 graduated. It was in a public library on Chile.
And thanks so much for everything that Processing does and P5, and shout out to everyone. This is amazing. Thanks.
Thank you, Aaron and Guillermo. Okay, now. Okay, so, people are, I see, yeah. Okay, so those are some highlights from Processing Day. I encourage you to check out, again, the new Processing YouTube channel and all. Let's check our live donations. Let's see, can we get up to 100 donors? Can we get up to 100 donors? 101 donors, wow! All right, you guys definitely deserve another special coding Christmas song, holiday song. This one's a Christmas one, I did a Hanukkah one. I'm sure there are lots of other things, a New Year's one. So let me first thank the donors. This song is dedicated to you. I want to thank, where did I get to? I want to thank, I think I thanked that one already. And I want to thank Anonymous Donor, thank you, from the Netherlands. I want to thank Jacob Foster, thank you for your donation. Anonymous donor. Thank you. And ChrisSnyder.org. Thank you, ChrisSnyder.org, for your donation. And Sahil Khanna. Thanks. I love just making new things on P5JS. Okay, I'm just reading the names that people put in this that want to have publicly listed on the membership page. Okay, so now where do I go next? Back to the Slack chat, back to the live channel. All right. Yes. So I'm getting some good suggestions. Now this is going to be quite a shock to all of you. So the problem was I got this, I printed this music out this morning, and then I was rewriting the lyrics on it, and I got them all off because I didn't realize I printed it out on double-sided pages. So I don't have my page turner here with me, but I'm going to attempt to play this song for you. This song goes out. By the way, everybody, half of you, or at least, or like 3/4 or 90% of you are going to hate this. You just wanted to come do some coding tutorials. You go do something else. Maybe a small percentage of you are going to enjoy this insanity of mine because I'm just trying to figure out what are ways that I can embarrass myself even more. And so I did a song earlier, and this is going to be my second song. And this is by the way, this is my keyboard. So edits. I'm running it through Ableton Live, and I have like a church organ sound. So I don't even know. I haven't practiced this at all, by the way. Wait, this needs to be up an octave. Oh, that's probably blowing out all your ears. This dot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the syntax or the wasted memory. Too loud. Okay, everybody, hold on. Too loud. It's too loud. Too loud again. Is this better? 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 I'll start over. I'll make it a little softer. I'll make it a little softer. Okay. Okay. Much better. Okay. We're going to start this over because somebody might want to cut this out as its own thing. Wait, how do I get reverb here? Anybody know Ableton Live? I feel like this is a bad instrument for this song. Oops, I'm on the wrong mouse. Let's see. I need a different instrument, I think. That could work. Synth keys, synth lead, voices. Maybe violin, like a string, strings. I should just do a regular piano. Oh, accordion. What could be wrong with accordion? I have no idea what I'm doing. Did I pronounce Marin? I totally pronounced it wrong. M in the chat. Type grand piano. How do I find grand piano? Piano and keys. You would think that would be under here, right? Search. Okay, grand piano. All right, let's try that. Marin. Marin? All right, now we have an actual piano. All right. Oh, and of course, what am I thinking? We have to have Now, how do I get reverb or anything on this, or who knows? How's the volume? Okay. Here we go. Oh, wait, I have my music. Mew, mud, mud, marin, 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 marin. I think I'm getting better. Sorry, I'm going to practice that later. I hit the wrong note. That sounds a little quiet. Isn't it a little quiet now? A little bit louder. No, I'm going to put it down an octave as soon as I get past this. But what's the equivalent of hitting the floor pedal with this keyboard, I guess? Oh, now everyone's telling me they can't hear the piano. Here we go. Oh, octave down. I don't want this dot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the syntax or the wasted memory. I just want you for my own. More than, oh, whoops, no, sorry, I started doing the real lyrics. Go back, I'm sorry. I just want my sketch to play. More than you could ever say. Let's try Java mode. All I want for Christmas is code. No, stop. I don't want this dot for Christmas. Where are the chords? I won't even wish. Wait, there is just one Boolean I need. I'm just gonna keep on looping until I run out of memory. I won't make a linked list and send it without the use of WebSockets. Maybe it'll work with Node. All I want for Christmas is code. Yeah, curly bracket, close All right, I could have used a little more rehearsal, but I didn't really work very hard on this. Now there is another song that was sent to me by Me I Am So Me. That was take number one. You want me to do it again? All right. So by the way, the chat has seemed to encourage me to do more of this. Don't encourage me, because I'll be back. This whole holiday thing, there's New Year's songs, there's pop music, you know. Send me, the problem is that my writing skills are very poor. All of my skills are bad, poor. I really can barely play the piano. I definitely cannot sing at all. And my writing, I'm not so clever with the writing and the lyrics. I did my best there, but I think other people are more clever. Or maybe people want to record their own. Okay. Oh, can you change the background of the snow sketch to green so we can edit this? Dare I do this again? It could be some rehearsal there. Okay, green only. Oh, so I can. What I need to add is a color source and create a new color source. And I want it to just be green. Okay, and like this. Is this what you want? Is this what you want? Is this what everybody wants? Oh, just with the snow, But I was worried about the compression, right? Right, I was worried about, the problem is, although I guess the recorded version, all right. Pre-keyed footage. Okay, are we good? I'm looking at the patron group in the Slack. You want the snow or is this good? Give me some thumbs up or some thumbs down. I'm going to get I didn't think I was ever going to have to use this music again. Do I have it all? 1, 2, 1. I don't know why it goes from 1 to 3, because it starts with 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Should I make myself smaller? Hydrate. Yes, hydrate. Okay. Okay, here we go. I can't believe it's almost 2 o'clock. Okay. This is being recorded to disk, so I'm happy to share the recorded to disk for it. Sound levels okay? I don't think my kids are still watching. Let me check my phone. I mean, I can't imagine that they're spending their whole day doing this. I have no text messages. Oh, I do have a few messages. Let's see. I'm being told that really actually Cody Train response is not, but I should get some product placement for my clean canteen there. Okay. Do you think that this makes me look more like that I should have the headphones on doing this, like I'm in a recording session? Is that better? Like just as a prop, not to actually listen to anything. My kids have to deal with this all the time. Okay, I have to turn this off. Okay, now does this good with the headphones on? No headphones. Oh, around the neck. Yeah, around the neck. Okay. That's good. Around the neck. Okay, how are we doing? Okay. Here we go again. Everybody. The only thing I'm worried about is they're going to bang into the mic, but I think it's fine. Okay, here we go. Wait, I need to start over again. This has to be octaves up. Okay, and then 2 octaves down. Hey, don't post the things with the preview in the chat. It's too distracting. I guess I could not look at it. I don't want this dot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the syntax or the wasted memory. I just want my sketch to play more than you could ever say. Let's try Java mode. All I want for Christmas is code. Whoops, I did that wrong. I don't want this dot for Christmas. There is just one Boolean I need. I'm just gonna keep on looping until I run out of memory. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, I'm missing a bunch of the chords. I won't make a linked list and send it without the use of WebSockets. I won't even stay awake to try debugging with the IDE. I just want my code to sing more than you want machine learning. Maybe it'll work with Node. All I want for, whoops. All I want for Christmas is code. Curly bracket, close parentheses. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. King, thank you. Okay. I wonder if, did everything get really quiet? Yeah. Oh! We lost the music from the laptop. Nobody told you. Oh my God, don't tell me I have to do this again. Yeah, okay, that's good for filtering out the piano. Okay. Oh, people really seem to enjoy this. So I apologized. Somebody do it again. I don't read the chat, I know. Again. How many times did I do this? Is this a really do it again thing or like a trolling do it again thing? Yeah, so people are saying that it's actually better for the remix. Please not again. I could do, maybe there weren't a lot of people here. Why don't I do my, maybe I'll do my, my other song, which was very, very short compared to this, and which I thought the accordion sound worked well for. Let me open up this again. This was organ, which is going to be really loud now. I like how people are requesting that I do frustum culling tutorials in OpenGL, as if there's any chance I'm going to do anything else. No, I was going to do a different song with the green screen in case people want to remix it. Oh, nope, I forgot my lyrics. What happened to my organ? Oh, I didn't actually enable it. It's funny how I have no idea how to use Ableton. I'm just like making stuff up. That's still the piano. How do I change that? Oh, I see. I can change it here. Ooh, look at this. Reverb. How do I get the organ back? It's very loud, right? Boy, I should really like learn how to do this stuff before. Okay, hold on. I have an idea. Don't save. Let's just start over. Uh-oh. I lost. Oh, wait, I have an idea. Oh. Hold on, everyone. Watch your earphones, everybody. Yeah, I should use the web via the API to control. Is that too loud? I took the headphones off. Okay. All right. I found a little issue and filed it on GitHub. And when it's debugged completely, then pull request I will love. Oh, issue, issue, issue. I filed it on I filed it on GitHub. And when it's debugged completely, then pull request I will love. Don't hold long notes. I don't know. Okay, I think I hurt my neck there. So these were the two songs I had prepared, but I am looking for one more song that I was very excited to try. Suggested by Me I Am So Me. Me I Am So Me, are you watching this right now? I don't think you are. Can somebody, Me I Am So Me, can somebody DM me or repost the song that Me I Am So Me suggested? I think I should go back to the piano. Oh, coding train, yeah, I know. The Jingle Bells, I've gotten that suggestion. It's funny, like I did at one point know how to change to a different instrument. But I don't seem to anymore. I can show you guys. Anybody know how to use Ableton? How do I change this? I was just sort of like dragging it in here and it kind of like suddenly enabled itself. Yeah, I could put Snow in the background. Yeah, the way I gave it away. Yes, those lyrics, Alka. But first I had to figure out how to get the piano back. Although I guess the church organ kind of works for this probably too. Instruments. Yeah, how do I? Must be a thing that I like select something. I'm just clicking on like random stuff. Okay. All right. now I'm going to have the lyrics over here. Let's see if I can find the chords to this song. I should really ask for some more to me. Coding all the way up funds, coding challenge live. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay. Let's see if ultimateguitar.com. Wait, oh, I'm on Dirty Saw. You need to drag and drop the piano on the right column. Drag and drop the piano on the right column. Okay, let me try to get this. Yeah, this is where I am, right? Thank you, got it. Thank you. Oh, I see. This. Ooh. This might work. I see how I can select the instrument now. Thank you, everybody. Oh, no. Oh, no. Go back to this. This is going to be very hard. I have the lyrics over here and the music here, which is just the chords, but. Oh, it's quite loud? Again, okay. Quite loud again. Yeah, I should put the snow back in the background. Better? Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Last, wait. I think I might need the actual sheet music. Because I don't even know the tune. Let's see. This is not going to work for me. Okay, shoot. This is a bad idea to like just try to find music. Okay. Last Christmas, I gave you, last statement, I gave you my pointer, but the very next line, I think I need to go back to the piano. I can't hear, the music is too crazy. Okay. All right. Let's try to find. Here we go. Okay. Okay, I've got it now. Last statement, I gave you my pointer, but the very next line you gave it away. This time, there's plenty of fears. I'll give it to some. Oh, I'll end an invalid memory. Well, last statement, I gave you my pointer, but the very next time you gave it away. You need a binary fan. Okay, that was good enough. That's about as much as I need to get. All right, there was one other suggestion that came in. Hold on. All right, let's go back to the snow. Oh no, I can't go back. The problem, I can't go back to the snow because now I have the music on the computer. Okay, now I should mention, by the way, that the reason why I'm doing this partially, other than just being completely insane, is that I'm doing this as a fundraiser for the Processing Foundation. We are now up to 101 donors. I mean, it started at 71, so there have been 30 people who have donated since the start of this live stream. And we're up to $3,000. Let's take a look. 105 donors. I will do jingle bells for the new donors. Thank you very much. And I should get a snow background, but okay. And I can always do that. Okay. Declaring, oh, this is so high. Declaring global variables above the function setup, filling the array with bubbles, and then going and doing draw and looping and then drawing all the, using a for of loop or maybe a for each loop and drawing all the bubbles. Coding, coding, coding train, coding train, coding iteration. Oh, what fun it is to type. A flocking simulation, hey. Coding train, coding train, coding train, coding P5JS. That's not the right chord. That's just the same chord. Coding train, because my music is wrong. This internet is very unreliable. Coding train, coding train, coding P5JS. Oh, what fun it is to type and see 60 FPS. Hey. So here's the thing. I really need to transpose that down for my baritone voice. It was too high for me. Coding. So I guess I could transpose it. What if that was G? If I go down by a fifth, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open, dashing through the snow. Oh wait, declaring global variables above the function. Above the global variables, above the function setup, filling the array with bubbles, and then going to draw and doing an iterator through all the bubbles so that they can see and maybe turning into a snow simulation. I don't have. Coding, coding train, coding train, coding iteration. Oh, whoops. Coding train, coding train, coding iteration. No, coding train. This music's wrong again. Coding train, coding iteration. Oh, what fun is to type. It is to type a flocking simulation. Hey, coding train, coding train, coding peep, coding train, coding train, coding. It's wrong. Coding train, coding P5JS, coding train, coding P5JS. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse 60 frame FPS open sleigh. Hey, curly bracket, parentheses, semicolon. People, how many? Like, I just want to see. I'm going to see. Like, can I really drive everybody away? Oh, I don't have my live dashboard up anymore. All right. Oh boy, I'm getting emails. Nobody's telling me to quit the internet. All right, so I had to like look at the lyrics, look at the music, which was incorrect, try to transpose it in my head. This really did not. I need to practice and plan for these better. Meanwhile, we did do this nice coding challenge. There's our snow. We did this as a coding challenge. Let's take a look. I think I'm going to go now. It's 2 o'clock. I know there's a lot of technical difficulties, and there's got to be a good like O Tenenbaum one, you know, Hanukkah. Okay, this is good though. This is going to be useful in the future. Wait, hold on. Okay, so, oh look, this is what it was at the beginning. This is a page that I didn't refresh. So we're at 71 donors when we started this live stream. We do have a $20,000 goal, which I recognize, especially I'm going to leave in the next 5 or 10 minutes, we're probably not going to hit. We are now up to 107 donors, $3,550 for the Prosser Foundation. That will fund one full fellowship. So fellowship stipend is $3,000, and a mentor stipend, although sometimes the mentors do volunteer, is $500 for someone to mentor. Okay, so I am going to tell you more about what this funds by showing you another fellowship. This is Sharon De La Cruz. This is a short 2-minute video.
My name is Sharon De La Cruz. I'm an artist and I do a whole bunch of things, and I think Lauren said it nicely. I go into spaces and I fill it a little bit. But what I'm gonna focus on now is, or today for this presentation, is how I'm filling the space at Princeton University. So I'm currently the director of the Studio Lab, which is a creative tech lab at Princeton. And so this summer, I read this wonderful book called Mindstorms, which you should read if you haven't, by Seymour Papert. And I just really love this quote, which talks to true computer literacy is not just knowing how to make use of computers and computational ideas, it's knowing when it's appropriate to do so. And I think that idea funnels into the pedagogy of the space in the Studio Lab and what I hope to do. And when you understand that technology can mean a lot of things, like a sewing machine or paint, things get really exciting. So then you can paint on a circuit and teach folks about resistance without ever holding a resistor. And it's been really fun to look at STEM accessibility, especially particularly I'm interested in tech deserts, and how do you bring STEM education to tech deserts, which include jails, which include marginalized communities, which include folks who unfortunately been funneled code as a means of a job instead of expression. That's what I look like most of the time. I don't know why I'm here, who's here, what am I doing all of the time, but that's what I run with and that's what I love to do. And so that's what I bring to Princeton University. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. So you can watch the full, all of the videos from Processing Day. Most of these talks are about 10 minutes long. These are just short 1 to 2 minute versions of them. And you can watch all of them here on the new Processing YouTube channel. Okay, let me thank some more donors. I feel like I should have like a phone that I can answer calls with. Okay, so there is, all right, there's some more donors that have come in here just during this live stream. Where did I last leave off? I think I read this one. Okay, so thank you to Radovan Draskovic for your donation. Thank you to, oh wait, I already read these, but I'm going to say it again. Marin for your donation from the Netherlands. I think I read some of these already. Thank you to James Burns for your donation. I don't know why I'm forgetting to do the bell. Here's another donation. Thank you to Zijiao Li. Thank you. Thank you. Close enough. Thank you, Marin. And here we go. We've got another one from Christopher Coleman and Layla Mehran. Thank you so much for your studio membership. Thank you so much. And now we have one more. Thomas Blackburn, thank you for your donation. And we are now up to, that's where we are, 107 donors, $3,550. We are funding in December, all of donations for December, a full fellowship. The fellowships will be announced probably in 2018. That's the next year. The open call for the fellowships has closed, but you can always apply next year, assuming that the Processing Foundation still exists, which I hope and think that it will. All right. So what else can we do today? Oh, whoops! Never mind. Go away. Don't look at my music. There's the snow. So I should probably go. It's after 2. I've been here now for like 3 hours. I had a lot of technical difficulties. We did make this beautiful wintry snow. I do feel like the actual programming of it was kind of convoluted, and I don't know that it can actually be edited into a challenge, but that's fine. This will just stand alone as a special live episode. Usually most of my sessions get edited into smaller tutorial videos. Today I'm just goofing around. So let me see if I can get any more requests. Close the downloads bar at the bottom. Thank you. So what could we try? Should I try 1 or 2 more things for the snow? I don't think, I'm going to post the code for this. Do anybody have any song lyrics they want me to try? What else? I would like to play more of these Processing Day videos for you, but I guess people are saying that they'd rather just watch them on their own time, which is totally understandable. And let's see. Do a background to the snow. What would the background be? Let's see. As long as donations are coming. Okay, so every time a new donation comes in, I'm going to stay here for 10 extra minutes. So let's see. We're going to put a timer on now. I got to get the power here. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to do a timer. Let's first see. We're still at 107 donors. 10 minutes. Timer. It keeps going if I go to another tab, right? So it's at 9 minutes and 50 seconds now. 10, 9. Oh yeah, okay. I Am So Me is pointing out that people can do $1 donations. So I'm going to stay for an extra 1 minute per $10 in donations. How about that? No. Okay, yes, good point. Let's see. It's okay because nobody's actually donated yet. So now I can scratch that for if I'll just stay. Let's see. What's a nice formula? $10 for 1 minute. So $100 is 10 minutes. We're at 3.5, but I'm going to go for 10 minutes right now, and we'll see what. I can just tear off the tab, make this full screen. Oh, not. I can make this like a tiny little window. If I ever could use a computer. By the way, I used to do this in my coding challenges. Remember when I had those? No, I want not full screen. I just want full browser. Just so annoying. There we go. That'll do it. Okay. I will check the donations. I'm going to be here for 8 more minutes. I will happily take song requests. I do need I will take song requests. I will happily do my performance of All I Want for Christmas is Code again. I can also try to add things to this snowflake simulation. I'm just looking for requests now. But I will also answer questions in the chat. Background to the snow. So what would be a good background for the snow? Please sing one more time. Reindeer, better background. Well, I need help with the background idea. Better background, I agree. Purple rain. Oh, purple rain. Yeah. that's going to be too hard. I'll do that later, another time. Gradient sky blue. Quaint village, gradient blue sky. Gradient blue sky. I kind of like that. Remember, we're at 3550. Okay. Gradient blue sky. Oh, thank you. Once again, I'm getting some background suggestions. I need. Okay, I guess I can get that link. Here's a nice background. Image i.imgur.com/pni1yc2. What's the copyright situation with this image? And I also totally typed in the wrong. Oh, because I had caps lock on for some weird reason. pniYc2.jpg. This looks good. What's the copyright situation on this image? It's a nice background. Picture of a snowman, Santa. See, this is what I want everybody else to do. Not that great of a resolution for that image, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Me I Am So Me. Okay, I really only just want to do. Me I Am So Me is definitely the winner of these lyric ideas. Oh, this one's going to be good. All right, hold on. I'm sure I could find the chords on this computer with the lyrics. I am going to check the donations at the end of the 10 minutes. Exit full screen. Hold on. Okay. This one's got a promising start. I'm trying to get the sheet music here. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait. Ooh, here we go. Ooh, lots of options. Oh, look at this. Okay, here we go. I want to transpose this, but I won't. Really? No chords on this one? I'm going to have to actually read the music? Well, this is no good. There we go. Oh, and it's in a good key for me too. Not really, because I can't sing at all. All right. Here we go, everybody. Oh, get, oh, get commit tree. Oh, get commit tree. How lovely are thy branches. Oh, get commit tree. Oh, get commit tree. How lovely are thy branches. Your pull request. Now I'm just improvising. Good thing that went off. Your pull request will be merged soon, and every bug will be fixed, and the software will work really well. Oh, git commit tree, oh, git commit tree. How lovely are thy branches. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody, thank you. Oh, 1 minute left. How am I doing there so far? What can I, what? All right. $10 for 1 minute. With 1 minute left. I think I'll check now. What time does the post office close? I got to get to the post office. No, $10 for 1 minute. Because I have to go. Timer's running out. I have so many things open. I have never stay. Oh, Christopher Goldman in the chat. Hello. Okay. Oh, my soft-boiled egg is ready. Okay, I'm having like some kind of hard-boiled egg cooking flashbacks. Okay, here we go. Yeah, maybe I kind of made that kind of expensive. Here we go. I'm really going to refresh the page now. We are up $26 in that 10 minutes, which means, oh, I closed that window. I will stay here for another 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's just round it up to 3. Oh. All right, I'm here to answer your creative coding questions. Or try more singing, or possibly make a change to the snow simulation. I'm really just plain exhausted. I can't do any more coding. So I don't know if there's much point here. I would be happy to play another processing day video. What else can I do? Okay, I'm getting some song lyrics suggested from the chat. We'll try this one now. I'm going to try this now. Okay, these lyrics were submitted by David. Okay. Silent compiler, holy debugger, all is bug-free, all is correct syntactically. Round, round, round. Well, I'm doing this this is a very weird key for me. Silent compiler, holy debugger, all is calm. Oh, no, all is correct syntactically. All is bug-free. Round young function. Subclass and superclass. Yeah, I might have to pick an octave. Yes. Okay, we got 30 seconds left. Come on, I gotta get some like JavaScript, come code it 300 different kind of ways. I'm doing on the day of the week. Put your desktop image, but the one without snow. Okay, I'm getting lots of requests. I saw my PC crashing, Node.js. That's a really good one. Ah! Oh my God. Okay, let's stop this timer. And we are now going to go back. Three, 5, 7, 6. We were at 3, 5, 7, 6. Let's see what we get to. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Thank you. Thank you. It's been nice being here with you. It's been nice being here with everybody today on this special coding train. And I hope to see you all on the next coding train, which will be in 2018. And then coding train is saying goodnight, even though it's just the afternoon. Coding train had many technical hiccups, but then it will be back and all the streaming will work. Bye bye, coding train. You all have Merry Gitmas, as I'm being told to say in the chat. Thank you, everybody. It's about 2:30. I'm going to go do the rest of my day. Thank you for everyone for making a donation. I can't remember if I read the names of the... I don't recall if I read the donations of the last donations. There is one here from anonymous donation for $1. Thank you. And another anonymous donation for $25. Thank you very much. That's where we got those $26. I'm going to go. I'll be back in 2018. I will probably take the coding stuff a little more seriously. I'm planning to do a bunch of tutorials around machine learning. I'm a little bit sad that I didn't get to all these coding challenges that I hoped to get to, but I did make the snow. And so what I would love, maybe we could have a hashtag. Maybe we could have a hashtag for people to share their snow creations, little gifts on Twitter, or make little code pens. Send them to me at Schiffman. I will post the code and all that sort of stuff. I will be back sometime after the January 2nd, probably the end of that week. What day is that? Something like that. All right. Oh my goodness, terrible hat hair. I cannot bear to say goodbye. Oh, I really want to make a 3D version of this. I wanted to do it in 3D with planes. Oh, come on. Somebody wants to just make a quick donation. If we could get $25 more, I might see if I could just get this to work with WebGL. Just $25 more to the Processing Foundation. I want to see this 110, 111, 112. Let's see if we can make that happen. For only another donation of $25 to the Processing Foundation, I will attempt to turn this snow into a WebGL system. All right, let's see if it happens. Up, 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 up. Oh my goodness, we're way up there. Okay, we did it. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can do it. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. That works, right? That's good for getting a donation. Okay, let's close this. So we're going to go to our code, and we're going to change this to WebGL. Okay, well, hold on, everybody. Let's make a copy. We're going to have a 3D version. Desktop, Snow 3D. Snow 3D, and then I'm going to close this. I'm going to go to terminal. Oh, I should have left while I had the chance. had to get one more donation. What am I doing? Desktop. Snow, my stomach is growling. Let's run a server here. Well, let's first open it up in Atom. And then let's run a server. And we should see the same exact thing. Excellent. And Adam, I should be in Snow 3D. Great. Okay. By the way, I don't even celebrate the holiday associated with this hat, just in case you're wondering. I've got the spirit. I don't know. I have a YouTube channel. Don't I have much to do something for the holidays? Okay. So I am now going to just first change this to WebGL. Just out of curiosity, let's just change this to WebGL and see what breaks. Right? Why not? A lot of stuff broke. Well, here's the thing. I can't use the image function anymore. Now, the image function probably should be done in such a way that if you call it in WebGL, it behind the scenes makes a textured plane, but we'll do that ourselves manually. So let's go to here, and let's say, I believe what I want to do is get rid of this, and I want to say texture, this dot image, and plane, this dot R, this dot R. Let's try that, see what happens. Let's set up where, am I looking at the right code? Let me just make sure I'm like running the correct code. Oh no, I forgot that I had this silly thing here that I'm not doing anymore. Okay. Oh, it doesn't like these as textures. Why? What's wrong with the 32 by 32 image texture? Oh boy. Oh boy, are we going to be, are we running into a problem where this actual, a 32 by 32, okay, I'm going to have to do a test here. We're going to have to comment everything out and do some tests. Let's comment everything out. I do want to store all these images. So one thing I want to do is let's just do texture, sprite sheet, plane, width, comma, height. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so this works as a texture. That image worked as a texture. What if I were to say textures index 0? Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'm doing something wrong somewhere else. What if I were to say plane 32 by 30? Oh, I think I know what the problem is. 32.1, 32.7. No, I was sort of thinking that maybe some of them are so small. What if it's like less than 1? All this is working. So what do we think that I did as an error? Right? Let's go back and put this in. Oh. I'm being asked what? I'm being asked, oh, the error is complaining about the translate. Interesting. Okay, let me look at that error again. I didn't look at it very carefully. Cannot read. So where did this happen? Snowflake render, Snowflake JS line 95. So let me just try something here. Let me just force a size. No, that worked. What? Let me just force. Oh, I know what the problem is. Rotate doesn't work in the WebGL renderer. I need to specifically say rotate Z. Wonder if that was actually the problem. Yeah, that was the problem. Nice. Okay, so now I can go back to this .r, and this .r. Now this is working, but something has gone wrong, right? Because everything is offset. So I'm tempted to like rethink everything, but I'm actually just going to do something rather lazy, which is just, oh, but I really want everything to be centered around the center if I'm going to do some camera movement. So let's rethink it all. So when we create these, I'm going to make a random location, right, centered around the center. No, actually, no, it's not between, it's between negative width divided by 2 and width divided by 2. That's a random location around the center. I should really just make a global variable that's like half width or something. And then, this is where we set locations. We also, God, we do it in too many places. Minus height divided by 2. I really should make a global variable that's half width, half height, but I'm too stubborn. So this should at least fix their starting locations, sort of. I must have made a mistake somewhere. Extra comment on line 28 in sketch.js. Yep, thank you. Still didn't fix it. Negative width. Okay, so that's excellent. Maybe the randomize is happening. Ah, I know what the big problem is now. In Snowflake, everything has to check if it is greater than height divided by 2, less than negative width divided by 2 minus this dot r, greater than width divided by 2 plus this dot r. And randomize. Where's randomize? Oh, I fixed that already. Okay, great. Shoot. I don't know if I'm using this anymore, but I'm going to have to fix it. And this should be minus height divided by 2 minus height divided by 2. Redo the whole coordinate system. Yay! Okay. This is now the snowflakes in 3D. And if you don't believe me, watch this. I'm going to do something insane. I'm going to say right here at the beginning, right after draw, I don't need this anymore, let's rotate X, but I'm going to show you something cool that I've learned. Rotate X, let's rotate Y. Rotate Y by Z off. Okay, now look at this. So it's this flat plane of snowflakes. Oh, guess what? I don't have to do the parallax thing anymore. That's the whole point of doing this in 3D. Okay, so boy, this is going to make things really nice and simple. Random size. We don't need random size anymore. We don't need I'm just going to make them 32 pixels, all of them. I don't need to multiply. I don't need to do this parallax thing anymore. Let's just see. What did I miss? F is not defined. Oops. So let's go back to, I kind of like the idea of copying the force vector just in case. Okay, whoops. Get random size is not defined. Probably in randomize. I can just say, I don't need to randomize the size anymore. Okay, there we go, right? There's all of my snow in 2D. It's doing something particularly weird, though. Hold on. Let's, because I use the this.r in so many different places, let's turn off this rotation. Oh, just that sine wave is now the same for all of them, which is not good. It shouldn't be, though, because angle is random. Let's find that offset. Let me get rid of that offset for a second. Where do I set the offset? I'm just going to get rid of that offset for a second. Okay. Now, they're all moving at exactly the same speed, which is fine. They're also reappearing in the wrong place. Oh. Top of update. Oh no, that you're just behind me. Okay, hold on. I want to add the Z, but I want this to look as expected. Oh, no, that's right. I mean, I realize they're all going at the same speed now. Oh, and there's just like, it is doing it. There's just a weird little break here because of how they're all going at the same. But why are they appearing on the screen? I didn't fix the wrapping. I thought I did. Oh, I didn't fix this. So this, I didn't fix this wrapping. Okay, this should be right. There's a weird little break because of how they're all falling at the same speed, but I think once I add the Z, that's going to go away. So let's put this, let's add the Z now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Z equal some random amount. Let's try between negative 100 and 100. I'm going to create the vector at Z. And in randomize, I'm going to do the same exact thing. Again, I should reuse this randomize function in the constructor. This is really awful, everything that I'm doing here. And let's just see what happens. Maybe, okay. Let's add the, so hold on, let me rotate Y by map mouse X 0 width 0 and 2 pi. I just want to be able to look at the scene here and see. I'm not translating by the Z. So I can add the Z all I want, but if I don't actually, when I draw them, translate by the Z, it won't show up. Oh no. I've run into a really horrible thing. I need to sort them. Notice how they're not transparent anymore because of the Z sorting. Check the Twitter SoundCloud for the Christmas song. Somebody already remixed my Christmas song? That's crazy if that happened. The humanity. I can sort them. We're going to sort them. We're going to do this. But first I wanted to let's do that. So one of the things I need to do before I draw them, and so I should really render them in a totally separate loop. I'm going to render them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say snow.sort, and I'm going to use the arrow function. A, B, right? Return. Oh, can I just say, do I have to say return? Like if I do this, A.Z minus B.Z, pause, right? Somebody in the chat, you might be wondering what I'm doing. I probably should write this more beginner friendly. I'm going to write this more beginner friendly in a second. So let's look at this in a more long-winded way. Compare. Return a.pos.c z minus b.pos.z. Oh my God, there seriously is a remix already. Okay, I'll listen to that later. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do. Whenever you sort an array in JavaScript, one, I could just sort it by its default. If it were numbers or strings, they would sort in alphabetical or numeric order. But I can write a function that, I gotta turn the sound off. I can write a function that tells the array how to sort it. And I want to sort it based on the z value. So I can't remember, I just always start. The negative value means put A in front of B. A positive value means put B in front of A if they're equal. So this should sort it one of the ways. And this is just like a fancy ES6 way of writing this with the arrow syntax, I think. So, boy, I'm really not, I'm just like, okay, so now, okay, we have a syntax error. What did I get wrong here? One less parentheses, right? Oh, I did it. So as long as I sort them so that I'm drawing either back to front or front to back, we should be okay. And now we can go put our rotation back in. I'm missing all these messages. Oh my God, there's a whole Frosty song. Now if I turn it around backwards, you can see it's drawn in the wrong order, but I'm not going to worry about that. So I definitely want to make the Z quite more extreme. So I'm going to, I got to correct this. Like, I'm not going to correct this now. I'm too lazy. Too lazy. Oh, the camera went off. Oh, sorry, I forgot what I was doing. I'm going to, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I'm just going to make a, I'm going to try this. So let's try min z max z. Because I'm so lazy, I don't want to, I'm too lazy to refactor the code. Just going to have a global variable to go in two different places. Okay. I have it backwards. Okay, so that's better. So this is actually in 3D. I mean, it's not. It's two-dimensional. I think, oh, yeah. So, oh, but I need to, I want to have them, more of them further away, right? No, I don't. This will work. I can see more further away, so this is fine. Suddenly see more. Okay, so now, here's the thing. Here's what's crazy about this. If I were to put the rotation in, and just say rotate, I'm going to just use that z off variable, but slow it down. Look at this. As it spins, the snowflakes are flat, so they point to the side. How can I make a snowflake continue to appear 3D? And this is a technique known as billboarding. So even though the camera view is changing, if I always have the snowflake facing forward, in other words, if I go into the snowflake code, wherever I'm rendering it, and I just undo that rotation, and maybe I want to undo that rotation before I do the rotate Z, then they should always be facing forward, even as the camera swirls around. Right? So there's some issues here with my clipping and the Z buffer to the Z sorting and the, oh boy, did I need to sort it the other way? Or no, because it's spinning around. I thought maybe if they were always, yeah. There might be another way to fix this transparency, but what I'm trying to show you is that I can have I could sort of move through the snow. I'm pretty sure that the Z buffering I've done correctly, but once I start rotating around, yeah, right? Because you're, whoops, oh no, I don't. I did it in two places. Yeah, so if I just left it like this, I'm not seeing that black rectangle. I also need to, as the things are set further away, they need to start much higher up. My view is all off. So I'm going to leave this. This is a 3D version of it. You could probably do a lot better by thinking about where you're going to seed them, how you're going to have the particles, you're going to color them. There's so much more you could do, but now you can see that you can actually also do this in WebGL. And I think, in theory, what's nice about this is that I probably could get away with, let's try like 1,400 of these. You can see like it's, there's some frame rate issues, but the performance in theory is going to be much, much faster than the 2D version. Okay, so we did this in 3D. If this ever gets edited into something, this is now the end of this coding challenge. That was a snowflake system in 2D and then in 3D, and maybe you'll enjoy it. And I'll see you in another coding challenge. Okay, now, Me I Am So Me sent me an excellent set of lyrics. The real technique is just rotate all the snowflakes and then do the Z calculations. Okay. Now, if the donations have risen above, let's just round it to 3,650, I will sing Me I Am So Me's last song. Oh, 3, 6, 4. Oh, we need $4 more. Okay, so while we're waiting for $4 more, let's take a look at Casey Reese explaining the origins of processing.
When we first started processing, Ben Fry and myself, back in the olden times, the primary aspiration was really to bring coding to a new audience of people. And at that time, in 2001, the audience of new people we were interested in reaching was a community of artists and designers, a community that previously hadn't really embraced coding as a way of making work, as a way of expressing themselves and communicating. So the primary idea here is that we start sketching. And we move from sketching, which for me is thinking, into sketching in code, which the code then produces visual works. And so the idea of sketching in code is a fundamental idea to the origins of the processing project, that you can have an idea, write code quickly, and see results quickly. So when we started processing, this was really the vision. The vision was to be able to write these short programs that would then have a visual counterpart. So this is a movie that I'll just let run for a moment. It gives you a sense of the first kinds of things that we made with processing in the origin. But what happened after was really unexpected and really exciting, and it really cuts to the core of this idea of community. Ben and I had some assumptions about what we wanted to do with processing, but a lot of other people had other ideas about what they wanted to do, things that we had never imagined. And so one of the early pieces of code that was written for processing was a library system that allowed other people to write code, contribute it back to the community, to document that code, and then people could do other things that, for example, these things on the list, interfacing with different hardware, working with video, working with audio, et cetera. Things beyond that original scope, really driven by the community and hopefully curated and encouraged through the original work. Here's a few bullet points to sum up things that didn't really fit into that short discussion, but this idea of getting out of the lab and into the world, taking things from this rare environment and trying to open it up to a much larger group. That processing from the very beginning was a language and environment that were intertwined, so they were kind of no friction between the two. That was the aim. And then community was always an early focus, but that community was an online community, it was an international community. And I think the radical notion of today, which we're so excited about, is that we can also hopefully foster local community too, and meet in real life, meet face to face, which is something we haven't done until today, 16 years later. So I think that's one reason why we're nervous and excited about today.
Okay, so I need to thank the donors. And I think this is probably going to be the last bit. But I'm still trying to get set up here to see if I can get the music here that I need. Here we go. This is good. This will be good. This is going to be really tough. Hold on, let me just put this here. Okay, so hold on. This will be good for, thank you, Casey, for telling us about processing. I took the oscillation out. I kind of like the 2D one better, but let's go make a nice background here. Enter full screen, refresh. Okay, so here's our snow system. And now I am going to, where's my panel? Okay, here it is. So I'm going to thank the donors that have donated since. We have, thank you to Sean from Bristol, UK. And thank you to anonymous donor. Processing P5JS is just fantastic. Keep up the great work. Thanks for the nice message. And keep Dan singing. Another donation from somebody who donated earlier. I do not want to enable dictation, not now. And then one more donation to read. Thank you, anonymous donation. We have now made it all the way up to $3,660 donated by 115 donors in the month of December. Okay, so now what I need to do is try to get the music. Oh my goodness, this is going to be pretty much impossible. I might want to do this on the green screen because then I can have the music. By the way, I said $4 more, whatever. Somebody donated it, but I was going to do it anyway. But the music's kind of complicated for this one. It might help me to have two different screens. Let's see. Let's see if you guys can tolerate this. So let me get the lyrics going here. They really do need to be near each other. Okay, now let me go to here. I'm going to switch to this. Apologies for everybody's eyes. How's the volume level of the piano? And I'm going to quit this, and I'm going to get to, hold on. Okay. If I had a printer in this room, this would make things a lot easier. Okay. All right. Thank you, Me I Am So Me, for these lyrics for another holiday song that I have not ever played before in my life or sung, nor. So here it goes. I'm going to be sight reading this. And by the way, I'm really terrible at the piano, so my sight. You won't recognize it because I'm totally not playing the rhythm. I'm just making up my own stylish version of this. That's the intro. Frosty the Repo was a React-based web site with a input field, and a button node, and two eyes made out of radio buttons. Quickly. Page two. Frosty the Repo is a fairy tale, they say. Oh, no, I got off there. Frosty the Repo is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how his background's the default. There must have been some magic in that library they found. For, I don't know this song. For when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the Reaper was alive as he could be. Hey, these are the actual words. That doesn't count. And the children say he could laugh all day and play just the same as you and me. Hey, these are the actual, it's just Frosty the Reaper. Yeah, I need some more rewritten lyrics. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'll be back. I'll be back another time. All right, everyone, and commit to GitHub just like you and me. Okay, yeah. Well, so that was very nice, everybody. You can now see the music over here, attempting to read it, and wow, that even inspired a few more donations. Well, if I were another person in another life, I would stay here for hours more. It is now 3 o'clock. I think I've been here for 5 hours, about 5 hours. So I think this has to be the end of the Processing Foundation Telethon fundraiser. Thanks to everyone who donated. Thank you for all. Thank you, everybody, for being here on this live stream. Please, the donations are open forever. We do have this goal to try to get to $20,000 in December. It'd be great to see if this number can get up. Maybe we can get at least into 5 figures. And I look forward to everyone's crazy music video remixes of all of my coding holiday music. And I will be back. I'm very happy to come back and redo any songs that I need to at any point. Did I mute myself? I don't know what's going on. I'm exhausted. I gotta go. I do actually have to record a couple intros to some other videos that I need to post. I got a lot of content that's coming out. And that's that. All right. Happy holidays, everybody. Enjoy your vacation, break, whatever it may be. Whether you're somewhere cold or warm or dark or light. Give a hug to your friends and neighbors. Take a break from code. Do something nice for somebody. Be out in the actual nature. Recycle. I don't know. Do lots of things that are good for the world. And that sort of thing. Okay. And things like that. I don't know if anybody got that reference. So this will be apparently archived forever. Although I do reserve the right not to archive this forever, but it will be. It will be. I'm going to hit the stop streaming and the stop recording button, and I am going to. That's it. So I'll see you later. Goodbye. See you in the new year. See you in 2018. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And I'm just going to check the Slack chat to make sure there wasn't like an important question. There's some remixes here. All right. Thanks, everybody, and good night.